Okay, so good afternoon. After a hectic night and perhaps a little bit of contemplation on what happened, a historic moment last night, let's try and regroup and try and make sense of what actually happened. The larger context, of course, is India's clear dominance when it comes to not just the men's T20 format or the white ball format in general. The India women conquered the world with a victory earlier, a few months ago. And of course, that fantastic win by the under 19 boys at Zimbabwe. To make sense of all this and to look at whether we have any additional insights from last night, I have with me Shubhayan Chakravarti as well as Vaibhav joining me on this show. My name is Ashok Nambudri and you're watching Red Sports. First of all, I'm going to come across to you, Shubhayan. I know it's night, a lot of work covering the match. We've had six people on ground covering it from various perspectives. Um, why don't you give us a little bit of sense of what you did last night? I know it's been hectic, but perhaps a bit of the reactions post the match.
I'm trying to gather the points what I did last night. It's still all hazy. After the win, of course, the press conference and everything started pretty late. Uh, Approximately 90 minutes after the end of the match, the presentation itself started a bit late, and of course, I can understand with players celebrating with their families, soaking in the moment. Everything took some time to happen, but after the press conference was done, which was at around 1 a.m. in the night, uh, Ishan Kishan and Abhishek Sharma also had a kind of a press conference. It was not an official ICC press conference, but a press interaction, which also went about till 1:30, 1:35 uh, at the night. So it all wrapped up at around 2 o'clock. From there on, to write the copies, it finished at around 3. I left the stadium immediately after we were thinking whether to go to the team hotel or not, because here Taj Skyline, the security levels are a bit too much, and their staff behavior towards outsiders, I mean those who don't have rooms there, it's not that good. That's the only Taj in the entire world, I think, where the hospitality or the behavior of the hotel staff is not that good towards outsiders. They treat. I feel like we enter the Britisher zone where they used to treat Indians differently. But anyway, that's their security protocol. Uh, but we reached Taj at around 3:30, 3:45 in the night. The team entered at around 4. No, sorry. The team We reached the Taj at around 3, and the team entered there at around 3:30. So from there on, and still, I think around 5,000, 6,000 people were standing outside the team hotel to welcome the team. And as soon as they came in, the team bus came in. Of course, the entire lane of outside the Taj was singing Vande Mataram, India, and etc. etc. They were chanting for the team. But as soon as the team entered there was a firecracker show for about 30 seconds in the Taj, and from there on, I think the players dispersed within their respective rooms. But we waited there. We got the hang of Abhishek Sharma's family. You can see the interview on all our Rep Sports platforms. Then we waited. Rohit got hang of Kuldeep Yadav, did an interview there. You can see that interview as well in across all platforms. Not many players have been available to media after that, despite multiple requests. But I can still understand. Uh, I can still understand that they it has been a hectic tour for everyone, so they wanted a bit of rest. But I'm sure that none of them slept last night. But you asked about what's the plan ahead, and the plan ahead is that everyone is going to their respective homes right now. No plan for the next couple of days. They will be assembling in Delhi, perhaps in the next 3-4 days. On 15th, there's the BCCI Naman Awards in New Delhi, which the entire team will attend, and maybe you will see them meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi in that phase. So yeah, that is the plan, and Yeah, it is yet to sink in, Ashok, to be really honest. I'm getting a message from Boria that I'll rejoin the show pretty quickly.
Sorry, you're getting a message that.
I'm getting a call from Boria, so I'll pick up that and rejoin the show.
Sure, sure, sure. Sorry. That's fine. That's fine. So there, you've got all the lowdown, all the details here on Red Sports as to what happened post the match. So as you can see, a lot of adulation for the cricketers from the fans late into the night. We had celebrations. In fact, fireworks were going on well past midnight when I came back. And like Shubham said, a couple of days of rest. Nothing really. I think rest and relaxation, and so well deserved. Weber, first thoughts in terms of not just this particular match, India beating New Zealand comprehensively by 96 runs to lift the T20 World Cup, but the overall domination of the white ball format by India. First thoughts?
See, I think since last 2 or 3 years, I think post 2022, when we lost that semi final to England in Adelaide, I think post that the dynamic of the team has changed. The nucleus of the team was changed by Rohit Sharma, and then since then the template was set that this team will play a different brand of cricket when it comes to white ball cricket, and results are there for everybody to see. Obviously, we lost the 2023 World Cup final, but you also must remember that 20 in the same year, uh, India played the WTC final as well, and they qualified for the final in that same year. Of course, you lost two finals to same opposition in the same year, but the brand of cricket that they played, they have always been getting results, and there was never a shadow of doubt, in my mind, or I don't think in anybody's mind, in our minds, that this team will let us down. We were saying that if they lose the final, then it will be a disappointment. But a complete ruthless performance, as you can say, that one-off game against South Africa. But that also taught us many lessons that we cannot afford to get complacent at any stage when we are playing a multinational cricket, and that too against top teams. So I think yesterday, I think it was Surya Kumar Yadav or Gautam Gambhir who mentioned that loss against South Africa, that they got. Gautam Gambhir said that we were hammered by South Africa, 100 runs margin, and after that the team regrouped. That game against Zimbabwe, Abhishek getting that half century, Sanju Samson getting that crucial cameo from their that West Indies game. So you could see that after getting that hit from South Africa, they were very eager to bounce back and bounce back strongly. And that's what they did against Zimbabwe. That's what they did against West Indies. And then after that West Indies game, we could sense that this team has now that confidence. There was only one player, two players that they didn't have form. That was Abhishek Sharma and Sanju Samson. Abhishek scored against Zimbabwe. Sanju scored against West Indies, and from there on, it was like now most of your players are in form, if not all. And that confidence that you took from the West Indies game, it was quite evident in the semi-final against England. So I think it was all about confidence, players getting back to form at the right time, and everything started clicking post South Africa again, because we knew that it was not the group stage where India's competition will start. It will start outside the group stage. When the Super 8 stages will come, then only India's competition will start. Namibia, Netherlands, although we have seen, former champions being defeated by associates, former champions being defeated by teams like Zimbabwe, but they were never a match for India. So it was never about India having any sort of troubles passing the group stage. It was always about the Super 8 stage, that one-off game against South Africa. After that, as I said, the players started, they started getting their responsibilities back. They started getting back to form, and I think that loss against South Africa, where we didn't play Akshar Patel, I think it sort of was an eye opener for the team management as well, to how important it is to get the playing combination right and the entry points right. Because in that game, we were discussing about the entry points of multiple players, that this player should have come at 4 or 5. So entry points they sorted after that South Africa loss. Playing 11 they sorted after that South Africa loss, and that's why we were able to win the World Cup. And I think this has been the most dominating white ball team I have ever seen. Although it has been only 15 odd years since I have started watching cricket, but certainly the most dominating phase of Indian cricket is now, and across different levels. You see, under 19 we won last month. Then Women's World Cup we won 2nd of November against South Africa. So I think it's a privilege to be an Indian cricket fan right now.
Very true. So since Ashok is not here, I'll take over. Bharat, from this T20 World Cup campaign, what are your takeaways? With the number one batter and number one bowler not performing, although Varun Chakravarti still is the joint highest wicket taker of this tournament. Imagine him having a very good tournament. What the numbers would have been. But still, what are your major takeaways from this Indian T20I team and their campaign in this T20 World Cup?
Yeah, that tells something about the depth of the Indian T20I side. That if even if the number one player in the batting rankings or even in the bowling rankings, they don't perform, then there are others who can come in and chip in. That is where you think about Akshar Patil. I think he's a very good defensive bowler. It's not just about firing it in. I think he's a kind of bowler who can vary space reasonably well in limit overs cricket, and that is what he has basically shown right through this tournament. And it's not just about his bowling; you also think about his fielding. Yes, if needed, he can also chip in with runs lower down the order. Obviously, India didn't need much of his batting, but still, he could chip in with runs lower down the order as well. And then you think about someone like Shivam Dubey. So he's someone who has that kind of ability to come in and score 20 runs or 25 balls or 8 balls. It's something I think that's like a gold dust, having a gold dust in T20 cricket, to have someone at number 6 or number 7 to come in and play that kind of a knock. Yes, his bowling has also kind of improved. So India have a lot of resources, a lot of depth in terms of T20 cricket. There is Ishan Kishan who can come in and score a lot of runs, add a good strike rate. There is someone like Sanju Samson who came back to form at the right time. If needed, India can go right down to someone like SSV Jaiswal and he might still do a job. Or even if Vaibhav Suryavanshi was playing in a T20 World Cup, I don't think he would have done a bad job either. So that tells about the depth of the Indian T20I side. In my humble opinion, see, I have seen Australian sides, ODI sides, that is from 99 to 2007. This T20I side, Indian T20I side, gives me that kind of a feel when it comes to having that aura. They can dominate teams. And think of it, T20, this T20 World Cup still had a couple of very good T20I sides, other T20I sides in South Africa and England, and still it's India who have come out on top. Obviously, England gave India some kind of a scare in the semis, but still they have that kind of aura where you feel that it's like the Australian sides from 99 to 2007 in World Cups, or for the matter, obviously, Australian side, it transcended right down to Test cricket. Maybe this Indian side, when it comes to Test cricket, is nowhere near that Australian side, but still in T20I cricket, I think India give that kind of aura to me.
Sorry, I hope you can hear me. I had some technical
Yes.
difficulties, so I just came back. I missed what you said, Vaibhav. But in terms of Bharat, what you were talking about, the dominance in T20 and with the sheer depth of talent, do you think that this dominance has come about because India has reinvented the dynamics of the game? Would you say that this is a new brand, not just of fearless cricket, but would you kind of say that this is India's answer to baseball or beyond? Bharat, that's for you. Can you hear me?
Is Bharat stuck?
Okay.
Uh,
I mean, my question is,
you're also getting stuck, Ashok. Bharat is back. Lots of internet issues. Uh, Bharat, yeah, did you hear the question which Ashok asked you?
Bharat, can you hear us?
Yeah. Just can you come again? This maybe I lost a little bit.
Yeah. I was saying that just building on what you said, this dominance that India has built on white ball cricket, is that you know, is it predicated on just the depth of talent or the approach, or do you think this is a completely new brand of cricket that India is playing? Is this India's answer to baseball and beyond?
See, I wouldn't like to give any names or on those lines. See, in T20 cricket, India have taken it to another level when it comes to batting. See, on a flat pitch with dew around, you always feel that maybe the team that wins the toss can go and bowl first. But against the Indian team, that's a problem there because the Indian team can outbat you. Something that I've been saying for a while. That if you go and win the toss against this Indian side and bowl first, and then the Indian team can go and score 250, 260. They simply will outbat the opponent. That's the danger with this Indian team. So they've taken that batting to another level. Obviously, there is Jasprit Bumrah. I have to add him because if you look at that England versus India match, if Bumrah was not there, who knows what might have happened in this game? Even in the 2022 World Cup semi-final, when England crushed India, there was no Jasprit Bumrah. When you add him into that lineup, then it becomes almost an invincible kind of a side because you're basically playing against a team where you just have 16 overs, basically 16 overs in your kitty because Bumrah is going to bowl 4 overs. This is the kind of a bowler who can, who it seems like until he's bowling that delivery, it seems like a normal seam up delivery, and then he can roll down his fingers down the side of the ball and it comes out like a cutter. So that is something that I've rarely seen someone doing it again and again. This kind of a deception. So yes, India have that kind of batting lineup where it can outbat the opponent, but one has to also add the fact that India have someone who's just touched maybe fast bowling nirvana. He can do whatever he wants, swing the ball with a new ball, seam the ball, bowl those hit the deck deliveries, snap his wrist, and bowl those cutters. Do whatever he wants to. So Yorkers. So I think when you have this kind of a combination in T20 cricket, limit overs cricket, it becomes very tough to beat the Indian side.
Shubharan, I'll come to you before I come back to you, Vaibhav. You've been following the team, you've been following the series very, very avidly. So what does this say really about Ajit Agarkar, the selection committee, and Gautam Gambhir? What parts of their strategy resonate with you? And, what is the way forward really?
Your voice is cracking, Ashok. If you are indoors, you can take out the mic as well.
Okay, I'm going to
Yeah, you can take out the mic if you are
turn
indoors.
on my. Is it better now?
Yeah,
Is it better now, Shubharan?
yes, yes, it is, it is.
Okay, so I was saying, you've been tracking Indian cricket very closely over the last few months, actually last few years, in fact. So, what does this really say about Ajit Agarkar's philosophy, the selection committee, and Gautam Gambhir's approach? Also, what is the way forward when it comes to India as regards white ball cricket?
Is it for me?
Yes, yes. Shubhayan, this was-
Okay. 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 See,
See, Ashok, yes, yes, Vaibhav, तुम्हारे लिए
hey,
था,
you go
बोलो.
ahead. You go ahead.
नहीं नहीं
It
बोलो
is. It is for me.
बोलो बोलो.
See, when it comes to Ajit Agarkar's tenure, see, we were there in 2019 as well. MSK Prasad's tenure when the selection happened and that 3D player debate, there it was there. But I think to the credit of Ajit Agarkar and Gautam Gambhir, obviously the selection meetings, it becomes a tad difficult because there are a lot of good players and there is, Bharat sir has already talked about the depth of Indian cricket. So there are a lot of good players available in the pool. To select 15 for the World Cup is a very hectic job, and to Ajit Agarkar credit, to pick somebody like Ishan Kishan straight after Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, I think that was a master move. You look at the tournament run scorers list, and you will find Ishan Kishan. So I think that was a great move. Obviously, you will one would criticize him for bringing in Shubman Gill but at that time also we were trying to make sense of why Shubman Gill has been brought back to the T20I setup because he came back from England scoring 700 plus runs. He was in great form. That's why he was made back come back into the team. But again, there were discussions that why would you drop Sanju Samson and what he did wrong. So, but I think that was past. If we are the champions now. So if you look at that decision, that to bring in Ishan Kishan from nowhere, he was playing domestic cricket. He played the final. He scored a century. He took his team to the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy final. He lifted the cup, and you to bring him from that position to the straight into the team. I think that was a master move from Ajit Agarkar. We should give him that credit. We have criticized him enough for some bad decisions in the past, but I think that was a great move. And as I said, depth of Indian cricket is such that there are a lot of good players. You talk about a Sai Sudarshan; he was the highest run scorer in the IPL last year. Prasidh Krishna, highest wicket taker last year's IPL, but you didn't pick him. Even the replacement, if you see Harshit Rana got injured, you didn't call for a Prasidh Krishna. You called in a Mohammad Siraj, and
Mm.
Mohammad Siraj played the first game. He got 3 wickets. So I think selections were spot on. Leading into the World Cup, there are a lot of Asia Cup. There in some bilaterals as well. We discussed it that selections are not getting right. There seems to be a miscommunication or a lack of communication between the selectors and the team management. But I think for this particular tournament, they were bang on the 15 players and even the replacement. So and that is why they got the desired results.
All right, interesting. Shubhan, yesterday in the stands, noticed a lot of support for Akshar Patel. Obviously, we know Sanju Samson, the kind of fan following that there is. I was thinking about it last night, and it's almost like the almost hero archetype, if there was somebody like that, gets more adulation from Indian fans today than the heroes. Somebody who hasn't got their due, somebody whose career has got ups and downs, somebody who's still trying, and the big crescendo is yet to come. Is that? Do you think that that is true? Because Hardik Pandya is now a hero. He's a local boy from Gujarat, but the adulation for Akshar Patel was unbelievable. So, is there a new kind of trend that we are seeing in terms of the always hero being adulated more than the guys who already become heroes? Shubhain, that's for
And
you.
that is what Gautam Gambhir has also been talking about, since he took over. That yesterday also his one liner was pretty good, that stop celebrating milestones and start celebrating trophies. And that will happen once yes, you can have your idols, you can have your heroes, you can have your favorite players, but when someone is performing, give them their dues, as respective dues as well. Akshar Patel is a local boy, and it was pretty natural with the kind of build up we had in the last couple of days. Outside, also in the uh, outside the stadium, fans were hoping that the local boy would come in good in the final. And that's what happened. I think he knows this ground better than anyone, and he made it count. And Akshar Patel for long now, I think not only in this tournament but long now, has been the silent Mr. Dependable of this team, with the bat, with the ball on the field. Those two catches in the semi-final were arguably as important as Jasprit Bumrah's six Yorkers in that over. So Akshar has been delivering it time to time in time. 2024 World Cup, he played a very very crucial role against Pakistan in the final. He was immaculate with the bat, with the ball. So Akshar is getting his due, and he has been around the corner. But what I would love to see now is people giving due their flowers to Shivam Dube. He deserves it with the bat. Yes, he did not have a very good tournament with the ball, but the kind of impact he had with the bat was superb. I think the last over yesterday, also the last over which he batted, tilted that momentum towards the Indian team, gave them that confidence of having that cushion of 250 runs on the board. Otherwise, 230ish, New Zealand would be thinking that we have a chance, we can score. This is a batting beauty. But Shivam Dube has played so many good knocks in this tournament, and he has been bloody consistent in doing what he was doing. It did not matter to him whether he was batting at six or at number five. He was there, smashing sixes, doing the role he has been doing. And even not only Shivam Dube, or not even Akshar Patel, I think Ishan Kishan has to be talked about. Yes, Sanju Samson came in and just stole the thunder, stole the limelight, but Ishan Kishan again very consistent with the bat. At a time when Surya Kumar Yadav did not fire in this tournament, it was Ishan Kishan who at number three he took that responsibility of going, or even while opening in the first half of the tournament, he took that responsibility when Abhishek was not firing. When he was batting at 3, Surya was not firing at 4. When he was opening, Abhishek was not firing as his opening partner. So Ishan took that responsibility and carried that top order with his batting form. And down the order, Hardik, you spoke about he's your MVP. I always say you can replace a Virat Kohli and a Rohit Sharma in T20 cricket, in Indian cricket, but you cannot replace Hardik Pandya. You don't have a player like Hardik Pandya in the entire Indian circuit. And you can create center of excellences. You can have top class coaches, but you cannot have a player like Hardik Pandya. He's, and more than his ability, I think it's his mindset and the ice that runs in his vein that makes him a special player. Down the order, people are not talking about Arshdeep Singh, but I think he has also bowled some tough overs. He always bowls the tough overs. Two in the power play, two at the death. So he might go for runs, but he always gives you those crucial wickets. Kuldeep Yadav, the only game he played, he was pretty good there. And the special part about this team is each and every player has gotten at least one game in this tournament. So everyone has played their role. Rinku Singh, when he was playing, finishing the matches, yes, he did not, go off to a 10 ball, 30, 10 ball, 40. It did not happen, but he was scoring those 15, 20 runs, which gave that final momentum to the Indian team with the bat. So I think everyone has played their role, and that's what uh, the team culture is in this dressing room right now. Wide ball. Gautam Gambhir said we have lost two ODI series in the last three ODI series that the Indian team has played. So for him, for that ODI dressing room, the next thing will be to sort this issue out and fine tune their camaraderie, chemistry, whatever it is, tactics as we start the next road to the 2027 ODI World Cup.
Perfect. I also want to touch upon women's dominance in white ball cricket. Vaibhav, I'll come to you in a minute. But Bharat, first, given what Shubha don't, like Gautam Gambhir said, don't celebrate the milestones, but give credit where it is due. And what we're really finding is people who are committed to the team, people who are adding value, are now getting celebrated. Uh, what would you say is then going to be the way forward when it comes to a bunch of brilliant under 19 talent that's coming up? How will they be looking at it? What is it that they will need to focus on? Are there implications in terms of what they need to kind of look at when it comes to Indian team selection in the days to come?
Yep, just your voice was cracking a little bit. Were you saying that under 19 cricketers uh, would be looking up to when it comes to hello? Just can come again.
Maybe. Yeah, you can take that. That's a good question. What you said, Bharat.
Yeah. No, no, I couldn't get the gist of that question much,
No,
but
but that's a very good point. What the youngsters can take
yeah,
from this.
obviously the youngsters can take a lot from how these seniors have played in this particular T20 World Cup. Even if you look at the Under 19 World Cup, the way India played, there was contribution from almost everyone. So you can say the same about that side as well. There was a match against Bangladesh Under 19 where India Under 19 seemed to be in some kind of trouble. But the kind of fielding that I saw, that was something that was remarkable, because you don't always expect the Indian sides to have very good fielding sides. That's with great respect to all those players, but you always feel that with Indian sides there could be some drop catches, a fluff chance or here or there. But that Indian side, the way they fielded right through that World Cup, especially that game against Bangladesh under 19, tells something about how the younger players as well are looking at contributing, not just in terms of batting, not just in terms of bowling, but also in terms of fielding. That side also had enough all-rounders, spin bowling all-rounders. And obviously, in the final, the way Vaibhav Suryavanshi played, it was a remarkable innings. Understand that, but I think there was contribution right through that under 19 World Cup from the juniors as well. Yes, when it comes to seniors, it's great to see that some of those players who perhaps go under the radar, like Akshar Patel, like Shivam Dubey, maybe in this World Cup, some extent Tilak Verma as well in a couple of knocks. He played well. So all these players getting their due, it's great to see. And also some credit has to go to the coaching staff in the end, because they get criticized a lot. It's not just about Gautam Gambhir. Even if you think about Ryan Doskata, even if you think about Morni Morkel, I don't understand the kind of criticism they get, because after just one or two series, someone like Morni Morkel was criticized like anything, that Indian pace bowlers are not coming through. But you have to understand that some of these pace bowlers are inexperienced. Even if you look at the ODI setup, it will take a little more time, because Indian pace bowlers generally take a little bit of time when it comes to developing that fast bowling mindset. Jasprit Umrah is different. Even if you look at this World Cup, the way Arshdeep Singh bowled, he definitely has worked on his wobble ball. Not in this tournament, but the way Shivam Dube bowled before this World Cup, he was definitely looking to hit the pitch harder. So the coaching staff also have done their work. So the contribution is come not just from the senior players, not just from those unsung heroes, but also from the coaching staff. So that tells you that it was complete teamwork.
Absolutely, each and every member of this Indian cricket ecosystem has made this year 2026 what it is. Men's under 19, women's everything done. It's a perfect year for the Indian team. But now slowly, as things sink in, the focus will shift towards the IPL. 2.5 months of action-packed T20 cricket coming on. So yeah, we will take a day's break. Perhaps the coverage will continue. You will you will be getting the videos and the articles. People are
It's
there to work, but
IPL is akin to a never-ending tournament that goes on and on and on and
yes, yes,
on
but yeah,
and
it's fun for those who want entertainment, good cricket, and IPL starts from 28 March. Coverage will continue, not only cricket but beyond that as well. Hope you liked our coverage across platforms from the men's T20 World Cup. Uh, defeated, history repeated. Star Sports' slogan, and now done for this tournament. I will catch you soon. Don't forget to like the videos, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for coverage now from the IPL or any other sports that is happening. Thank you so much for watching, and now I can say over and out from Ahmedabad.